Hey, y'all. Welcome to Screenshare and Chill. We're going to start this episode actually out with a little bit of a celebration, if you will. We are celebrating our 100th released episode.
Blah, 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 blah. Air
So
horns.
sad that this is the movie that we did it for.
Yeah, I might say episode 83 on the list, and we'll do a different celebration when we get to 100 actual film reviews. But as far as like episodes released, this is the 100th episode that we have released, like weekly episode type thing. Yeah, with our intermissions and all those little side affairs that we've done. This is 100. It's pretty big accomplishment. I'm proud of us. Even just like having the tenacity to keep doing the same fucking thing for 100 times in a row. That's
Yeah, what's wrong with
that's
this?
pretty cool. Hell, on TV shows, they would be having like a big, huge sheet cake that would look huge and impressive, but it would be like the cheapest made cake that you can imagine because the network doesn't.
And it'd be a flashback. Be a flashback.
It would be a
episode.
clip episode. Yeah, so we're gonna do a clip episode this week. We're just gonna no, that takes actually too much work. I don't want to go back through all of our episodes and do a best of. Let's wait till we get rich and famous. We'll hire somebody else to do that.
Sure, because that's going to happen.
But here's the virtual cake that I'm giving you. Just imagine, do like a hook in your mind and imagine the food in front of you that you're getting this imaginary cake. Yay.
Yay.
Enjoy.
Imaginary cake.
Enjoy.
I love it.
So to celebrate 100 episodes, I was going to ask you this is obviously very impromptu, so this isn't like scientific. We didn't go back and revisit our catalog or anything, but what are some of your, like, what are the questions that go through my mind, or what are your favorites? And when I think of favorites, like the hidden surprises, things you learned over the course of this podcast. Like obviously, Keith, you loved Aliens before, you loved Aliens now, so that's not a huge surprise. But like, what are some of the surprises that you like now that you didn't before you started doing the podcast?
I really had a great time watching and talking about The Crow. That also happened to be Jamie's first episode, I think. It was episode 19, The Crow. That was just still stands out in my mind as a really fun watch and discussion. Another my runner up, if we're just picking like one favorite or whatever, is the Episode 11, the Muppet movie, where we first coined the interspecies erotica waiting list.
That might have. Does that come from that one or Robin Hood? Because those two were right kind of back to back. The interspecies erotica and the interspecies erotica waiting list were kind of right in the same two episodes.
Yeah, I think,
but it's just become synonymous with the Muppets in your world now.
Yeah, that's true. I think you're right.
It's been a while since we did a Disney musical, so we'll get back to their brand of interspecies erotica.
It was Robin Hood. You're correct. But yeah, episode 19, The Crow, I feel like not only was it Jamie's first episode, but it was a fun watch, a fun talk, and it felt like we were really kind of actually hitting our stride, coincidentally, on that one. Like we kind of figured out mostly what the show is and what we do, and I think back fondly on that one a lot.
What about you, Jamie?
I have to say that my very first favorite and that was just fun to record was South Park. I knew I loved it, but it was so much fun to record that one with you guys. But my surprise, I think, is Halloween. I'd never seen it, for one, in all my years. I'd never seen it, and I didn't expect to like it anywhere near as much as I did, and I loved it. So yeah, I think that was my biggest surprise. On top of the just random lore drops that Kelly likes to do in the middle of
that's
totally
still
normal
dropping.
stuff. Those are surprises.
Dropping to this day.
Which one is coming in this episode, listener? You'll get
next episode.
Another one of those where I didn't realize
the next episode, but yes,
the next episode.
Yeah. Okay. So my big happy surprise is I don't know if it necessarily surprised, but I didn't like it before necessarily, but I do now, is the Aliens franchise. I have a new appreciation for Aliens. I'm a fan of the Alien franchise now, and I was just kind of a passing fan before. Now I'm a full-fledged fan. I read theories on the Reddit and stuff like that, and I love it. It's good. It's good. Not every movie is great, but not every movie in any franchise is great, and for the most part, it's a really cool franchise.
I'm so proud, especially because that's how movie night started. Was me making you watch the first Alien movie.
Yeah, so it's several years of effort on your part that have done exactly what you knew they were going to do. You knew it was a good franchise. You were just trying to get me to really put myself into it, and I did, and it paid off. And I'm now a fan of the franchise, and I had overall like 70% of the time I had a great time with their movies, and that's a pretty good percentage when you really break it down. So good job, Aliens. I will say that I was always a fan of Home Alone, but our new interpretation of Kevin McAllister has expanded it is now bleeding into other movies and other franchises. And Kevin McAllister is up there with Batman, and like he's incredible. And I love the fact that my viewing of it with you Dexter versus Kevin McAllister. That is, can Dexter prove that this little boy killed these three men on the side of the road kind of thing? And Kevin McAllister is just the cute boy.
In Dexter versus Kevin McAllister, Kevin McAllister is the villain. Just to be clear.
Oh yes. Dexter is trying to solve the murder and finds out it's the little boy and has a hard time getting people to believe him because it's a
his
little
first
fucking
time.
boy.
Yeah, right.
And Kevin McAllister is such a braggart that he's like setting off fireworks and showing up at the crime scene, smiling at Dexter and stuff like. Yep. Hello, mister.
Nice night for a neck injury.
I will say, so the other side is, what franchise is what movie or episode went the other way for you? Something that maybe you thought you might like, or something that you were on the fence about, but now that you've watched it with us, now you don't, and it went the other direction.
That's a good question. I certainly Four Rooms was a disappointing rewatch because I remember really liking that in my youth.
I'm on drugs!
When I was 17 to 27 and on drugs, as stated.
Yeah.
Dodgeball for me too.
Oh yeah, Dodgeball was a huge stake in my heart. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying not to pick on our A1 listener Mike, but that was a hard one to get through. But Ghostbusters 2 for me was the one that I had fond memories of that. And then after we watched it this time, I was like, Jesus Christ, was I ever actually looking at the screen when I had a good time? Because
honorable mention, the Conjuring series was super great to go through and discover all that stuff about the Warrens. It was kind of
unpleasant.
It was kind of a chore by the time we finished the third one, but that second one, watching the second one and talking through it, and the scene where he serenades this little girl, it's just all of that came together to be an experience that we couldn't have had otherwise. So. Hats off to that.
One of those that I feel like I'm such counterculture, like everybody else is celebrating these people, and I'm like, what? Are you fucking kidding me? Is the whole world gone mad except for us? Yeah. And obviously, the ones that we've already mentioned before, like High Life before Jamie got here, that movie was
a
just
bummer.
Bullshit,
yeah,
stupid.
it was just a bummer.
Yeah.
But did you expect it to be good, or was that just a bad one?
I kind of expected good. High Life, because it was lauded.
I thought it was good. Yeah, it won a lot of awards. It was supposed to be some avant-garde sci-fi movie, and it was supposed to be amazing. Had Robert Pattinson and a bunch of other big names in it. It was, and we watched it, and it was like, it was boring. It didn't ask it put you up against really important questions, but didn't bother. The director didn't realize what the important question was and glossed over that part and never quite even addressed it. But yet it had naked babies and shit like that were just splayed out on the screen. And I'm like, what? Yeah. Sexual assault on a regular basis with romantic music behind the sexual assault. It was questionable choice after questionable choice that added up to a pile of shit that was offensive on my plate, and I would not sit at the table. Yeah. Anyways, enough about High Life. So yeah, here's to 100 more episodes of doing more funny film reviews with y'all. I love doing this shit. I love the fact that I get to talk about these movies with the two of you, and that people care enough about what we think that they listen. So to both of you, thank you. You're both wonderful. I obviously, off mic and on, I consider you both wonderful friends, and I enjoy doing this show with you and look forward to keep doing more and more.
And to our wonderful dozens of listeners,
dozens of you,
we're going to torture you with 100 more at least. So look for those to pop in your feed and tell your friends.
Seriously, good luck getting us to shut up.
For now, on to The People versus Arnold Schwarzenegger.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
So you got any? You got a special strategy you're gonna lay on the court today, Keith? Between you and I,
I'm just gonna.
What's your message? What's your secret?
My message is that this is a fine movie, and if you have an open heart and aren't stubborn, you'll like it.
Oh God, good luck with that. All right, order in the court. Order in the court.
I can't believe
We are before the court. The case today is the People v. Arnold. Oh God, how do you pronounce this last name? Anybody know how to pronounce this name?
That'd be Schwarzenegger. Is that it?
I don't. We'll just say the People v. Arnold are all counsel.
So this should be
present.
Exhibit A, right? The Predator.
This would be, yes, the Predator will be Exhibit A, but before we get to that, are all counsel and parties present?
I am here, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, we are here as well.
All right, this trial is going to last for several weeks, so let's try our best to keep it civil. Let's try to be polite and kind to each other, and remember there's a person on the other side of that mic, unlike what happened during the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, where you all forgot that I was a human being deserving of respect.
Let's keep things focused on the here and now. This is a time of healing. Let's heal together.
Sure thing,
Let's
Your
heal
Honor.
together by talking about the People v. Arnold. So, defense, you get to go first in our trial here today. So tell us about what you picked and why.
Well, I picked Predator because it is a classic Arnold vehicle. It is a classic 80s action movie. It is a classic sci-fi horror thing. In the 80s you had Terminator, you had Aliens, and you had Predator. Those were like the big three. And
So you're relying a lot on the word classic, I hear.
yes, because it is quantifiably a classic movie.
Okay, all right. Jamie, any comments to the how classic his opening was?
I just want to point out that given all of Arnold's lengthy list of movies, that the defense chose this movie as the ultimate best argument for Arnold Schwarzenegger's acting that exists.
No, his acting is not on trial. Him as an entity, as a star and a Hollywood force, everything that encompasses and makes up Arnold, that is what's on trial. It's not his acting.
Is he a director?
No.
Is he a writer?
Nope.
Is he a sound guy?
Is he a presence? Is he an icon? Is he a
What is his
star?
role? What is his role?
A blockbuster leader? Is he an amazing producer? Is he
When you look things up, what do
governor?
you see? Do you see the word actor behind his name?
Yeah, he's more than an actor. He transcends acting.
Regardless, this is the best example that you could come up with. That is noted, and I would like that to be on the record for the court, that this is the best example of Arnold.
Hey, I had to leave.
Available.
I had to leave some room for Kelly to put something in too. I can't have the.
Yeah, I gotta say, defense, that this was it was shocking to the court that you picked this movie as the finest example, the best that Arnold can put on the silver screen, and you picked Predator.
Yeah.
I was a little shocked by it, and without getting too much into spoilers, by the end of the movie, my state of being perplexed was justified. As we ended the movie, I was like, yeah, my gut was right. This wasn't. I don't know if I felt like this was the strongest opening for Arnold.
Well, there's-
I mean, do you in your heart of hearts, do you feel like this is the best Arnold or would you even count this in the top 3 best Arnold movies of all time?
I would. Do you want to know what my top 3 are? What I would say?
Sure. Lay it out there.
True Lies, T2, and this.
True Lies. The one where he's climbing on a jet
Yes.
in the middle of New York City.
With Jamie Lee
Yeah,
Curtis.
I remember. Yeah. Something about him and saying the word Jamie, I think it is. Even before you knew Jamie, you knew that you would enjoy him screaming at Jamie at the top of his lungs.
Like on the behind the scenes stuff. Jamie, I have to climb on the jet.
I would love to find a way to for the court to compel the prosecuting attorney to list her top 3 Arnold movies, but I don't feel like that answer would be appropriate for the court. Just out of curiosity, would you have 3 movies that you could list as the top 3 for you, Jamie?
No. Bottom 3 come pretty easy. We've already watched a lot of them.
It's just the most recent. It's you're the anti-Donald Trump. What does she hate the most? The most recent one she saw. That's the one she hates
pretty
the
much.
most.
Pretty much. But I will agree that T2 is an amazing movie. The court will concede
So that would be
that
your
one
best.
movie.
That would be his best.
Yes.
His top 3 would consist of one movie.
Yes. Yep.
I think we're dealing with bias. I don't know how we're gonna get through this, Your Honor. This is a clear hit job against my client.
Well, remember, your job is not to convince. Your job is not to convince myself or the prosecuting attorney. The audience at home listening, the audience in the room listening, those are the ones that will decide. The jury of your peers are the people listening to the sound of your voice. So don't worry. You're never going to convince Jamie that Arnold is a voice of good talent or whatever we're trying to say.
Oh, okay. Well, then I feel my client has this in the bag as a beloved icon, movie star, and blockbuster entity.
Well,
I think we'll be okay.
let's see if you helped his case by choosing Predator from 1987.
Great movie, Your Honor.
Jamie, please. Jamie, please.
Don't do that.
Jamie, please.
What the fuck did I do wrong?
Jamie, please. Jamie, please.
God damn you.
Jamie, please.
Your confusion is not rational.
Tell us a little bit about the movie. Any tips or any behind the scenes, any trivia?
Well, I mean, the most major one is that originally Jean-Claude Van Damme was cast to play the Predator creature, and it had a completely different suit.
Frank Dukes?
Yep, Frank Dukes himself. Yeah, it was a weird, like, all red costume that had like a bobbly head. There's footage that you can see of Jean-Claude running through the jungle with this stupid fucking suit on.
He was as the Predator.
Yes,
I thought he was like in Arnold's.
No.
I was like,
He
I don't know
was
if
the
that
Predator
works with,
because it was supposed to be like, let's get Arnold against Jean-Claude Van Damme, and that was the idea. But Van Damme fucking hated it, and he couldn't see in the suit, and he was like falling over while having to do running, and it looked goofy, and he was too small, and so they shit-canned him, and they brought Stan Winston in to redesign the Predator, and that is how we got the movie as we know and love it today.
And I think it's pretty well accepted that the Predator, the outfit itself, the practical effects of it were pretty well done. Not even just for the time. I think they still hold up pretty well in Year of Our Lord currently.
I would agree with, especially the animatronic face. That thing is great. That's probably my top good. Are we talking about the good? Do I need to announce that?
No, because I definitely have some
We're still in
trivia.
the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have trivia that says that the original concept for this film originated as a joke. Because somebody said the only person Rocky Balboa had yet to fight was E.T. The B camera was given a reel of incorrect film stock, which is why some shots look a lot grainier than others, because rather than refilming anything or doing it right the first time, even they knew the movie wasn't worth that, so they just shot it with shitty film.
Yes, the indomitable human spirit, the ability to go on and roll with the punches, prime example of good movie making.
I think the court will recognize that some conjecture and some liberties were taken in your understanding of why they did what they did. It's probably purely a cost-cutting measure and a just-in-case. As most directors would tell you, B-roll a lot of times, you're not even using a lot of your B-roll, so they probably just, they filmed it as coverage, and they ended up having to use that coverage in edit. And we don't know the exact reasons why. I don't think they did it because, well, we know this movie.
Because they didn't want to spend the money.
They might have, but the court would not recognize that they did it because they knew the movie sucked. I don't think they did it because they wanted the movie to suck.
Yeah, what are the terms that I'm supposed to shout as a lawyer? Jeez, how did I get through law school?
Objection.
There we go.
Didn't you play Ace Attorney?
Yeah, this is
objection.
The court finds that the statement inadmissible. And
You can't. You
can't. That's my. Okay. I'm the court. You're not the court. You can ask the court.
I motion.
Jesus, man, where did you go to fake attorney school?
I motion to have the statement stricken from the records. Thank you, Your Honor.
I will leave that up to the jury's discretion, but the court recognizes that this was probably not done in pure malice. They probably didn't film their B-roll footage with the wrong film to make it to rub their hands together nefariously and twirl their mustaches.
Also, Carl Weathers came on board because John McTiernan wanted an actual actor to work against Schwarzenegger. The director had to fight to get a quality actor in the role.
And Carl Weathers is one of the actors of the 80s.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Arnold Schwarzenegger believed this movie was such a hit because the heroes were impressively muscular and big. That's why he thinks this movie is a hit, is because he had a muscular and big physique.
Just to clarify, I don't think Arnold's intelligence is
on trial
today. Trial for this, especially his intelligence and his self-awareness.
Objection, Your Honor. Objection, Your Honor. If your quote-unquote star thinks the only thing this movie has going for it is because the heroes were impressively muscular,
wait. Did he say that's the only thing?
Yeah.
That's why it became a hit. That's why it became a hit.
Where was the word?
Not the story.
Was that added by you?
Not the story. Not the acting.
All right. Let's get order in this court. The court will understand that Arnold thought that one of the factors why the movie did so well is because people were very muscular in the movie.
And you know what? He's probably not exactly wrong.
Yeah, there might be some truth to that, especially in the 80s. There's we'll talk about the tropishness of having a bunch of muscly, men with huge guns that are shouting slurs at each other. We'll get into that as we go.
And my last little bit of trivia here is that the director, John McTiernan, handpicked the M134 minigun that Blaine uses. They had to slow down the film because in reality it spins so fast that it doesn't photograph well, which is all fine and dandy. A person could only manage to carry roughly 6 seconds worth of ammo. It's ludicrous. What the fuck would he carry a thing like that for? It's not, this is a quote. It's ludicrous. What the fuck would he carry a thing like that for? It's nonsense. But it's a movie, so who knows, he stated. There's also a 100-pound battery behind the person
Who was that
firing
quote
it.
from?
From the director, John McTiernan.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
there's no denying that some of that makes zero fucking sense.
Feeds into the position that this council takes that this is poking fun at action movies and borderline satire. I don't even know if they had the language for that sort of stuff yet in the zeitgeist. In
the 1980s, yes, they definitely had the language for satire.
Well, sure, but not like, we're going to talk about things like lamp shading and stuff like that. Like, they knew they were poking fun at stuff.
Homoeroticism.
There you go. I'm pretty sure they had that in the 80s, too.
Oh, they had it. We have it on film. This movie has a lot of it, right? It's saved for generations to come.
Mm-hmm. To come.
Any other trivia or behind the scenes? And obviously, if you have some that is laced with bad or good, we'll get to them in the bad or good segments, but any other neutral trivia?
That's all that I have, Your Honor.
Yeah, I'm ready to get into
the defense. You have the floor. Let's hear about the good.
All right, first off the top, the score by Alvin Silvestri fits the mood perfectly, even though, it's very bombastic and over the top, which I believe is intentional. I do like the music. It fits right in there with the James Horner Alien soundtrack and the T2 soundtrack. It's up there with that sort of bombastic action stuff. I think Alan Silvestri is a pretty great composer.
Alan Silvestri, best known for his work on Practical Magic.
See, there you go.
I think his work on Avengers might be a little bit bigger
Yeah.
than his work on Practical Magic. But yes, it is nice to know that the composer of the music of this movie is also the composer of the music of one of your favorite movies of all time. So is that a good for you as well, Jamie? Am I understanding?
It would be
Is
if
the prosecution agreeing with the?
No, it would be amazing if the movie music actually matched the action that was on screen instead of just nothing. Just a long journey into a jungle on a helicopter and guys talking while this bombastic
Making it
music
sound like Lord of the Rings
is playing in the background. It is definitely not Lord of the Rings.
No, they have those tribal drums going when they're in the jungle. It's good. It matches. She's just being a hostile entity. Right
Oh no,
now.
I remember you commenting on it in the beginning too. Like, this is great music. Too bad nothing is happening right now.
Oh yeah, like the court will concede that point, that during the early stages of the movie where they're all just showing up to, and they haven't had any conversations.
It's like popping off.
Yeah, the music is dun, 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 and they're just walking from point A to point B. So I'm like, okay, so the music wants us sitting on the edge of our seat watching these people walk casually from the helicopter to the hut, that kind of stuff.
I will point out, did you see how muscly they were while walking?
I wait till their boobly walk.
Yeah. Please,
They're
please
walking.
Like their boobs bounce boobily.
Yeah.
Breastily, I think it is. Their boobs bounce breastily.
Yeah, there you go.
This must be taken into
With
account.
people like Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger, we can talk about boobs all day long. Boobs were a big part of this movie.
Timely references, which at some point we were discussing, maybe we'll have to talk about in the not too distant future, but one of the characters' names that they go in to find is Jim Hopper, and there was somebody named Hawkins. I feel like the Stranger Things creators were probably big fans.
Confirmed they
of this
were.
movie.
Confirmed that Jim Hopper was named after Jim Hopper.
I'm liking to live this fantasy that I don't know how Stranger Things ends. I have not seen any of it, so no spoilers here, but I'd like to see that Jim Hopper lives, or he went to another dimension, and this Jim Hopper that died in this universe is the one that lived through all the events of Stranger Things. I think that makes a much more interesting story. But anyways, let's next good on your list.
Cheesy 80s one-liners, which your mileage may vary, but I like them as I grew up with them, as I'm sure tons of our audience went with. There's a couple of real classics in this, like
Stick Around.
Stick Around is the first one that really jumps out. It's like, it's so stupid that I love it. It's like I'm smiling just thinking about it. He throws like a Bowie knife through a guy's chest, and he's like, stick around. And later, Jesse Ventura, someone tells him that you're hit, you're bleeding, and he says, "Ain't got time to bleed." It's it's amazing. Like, what? What are you talking about? You don't have time to bleed.
I find it fascinating that we both have these same things in our list, and you have them in your good.
Oh yeah, 100% good. 100% good. It makes me, if it makes me smile and I find joy in it, that's good.
Oh, they ain't got time to bleed. That's in a different column for me. I ain't got time to bleed. Oh, yeah, all right, you're a manly man. You got the biggest dick in 5 meters.
Let's talk about the Predator himself, which is probably my favorite part of the movie. The creature itself. We're first introduced to it via its vision. It's heat vision, thermal vision, infrared, and it's recording them. And so you have this kind of sense of like, what the hell is this thing? How does it function? What's its purpose? Is that later we'll find out that the infrared vision, that's like layers on its mask, and it can like emulate people by recording them and playing it back for them. Then we get to see it. The character design is just great. It's got these weird alien, almost dreadlock things, and like a fishnet bodysuit. It's very 80s. It's awesome. Little skulls on it. It's like a hunter warrior. See it performing first aid on itself with its little toolkit and polishing the skulls. It slowly builds for us over the entire movie what this creature is doing and what its purpose is, and it's it reveals that it is a hunter and a trophy collector that is hunting the most dangerous game, which is man.
So it's Kevin McAllister.
It kind of is Kevin McAllister, but also Arnold.
There seems to be a theme with our movies. Yeah, there seems to be a theme.
This is like good Kevin versus
it feels like
bad
Kevin McAllister just broke the pod.
Yeah.
Like Kevin McAllister and our understanding of him as a force of evil in the universe, and he's got his dark passenger, the murder star that follows him everywhere. That is every movie I see now. Kevin is somewhere in the screen and watching. Maybe it's just my brain, but.
And then ultimately the Stan Winston face animatronic that is like realistically moving. The eyes are wet, and like you know in your mind that it's little, it's like the Ninja Turtles mask or whatever. There's things making the eyebrows and go up and the eyes close and squeeze and the mandibles open. But the motion is so fluid and so well done that it's I would say it's one of the best on-screen practical effects. Because now you would just do that, CGI would do that, and it might maybe look worse than what is on screen in this movie, because it is a physical entity that you can see the light in the scene reflecting off of. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Bless you, Your Honor.
Oh, thanks. The court would like to hear Jamie's thoughts on the Predator itself, because I think that's widely accepted as one of the better parts about this movie is the practical effects and how they use the Predator, especially for the time period. But in my personal opinion, it feels like it still holds up. But is it something that, as somebody that really probably didn't enjoy the movie, how did you feel about the Predator?
Well, with the stipulation that the Predator itself has nothing to do with Arnold and or his star power, it was really good. It was a very great animatronic, unpractical on an actual 7'2" human body that weighed 200 pounds that man had to carry around. And that is impressive. But that has nothing to do with Arnold and his star power or his ability.
But it does have to do with this movie. I will
and it has, and neither have any of the other good points that the defense has brought up so far.
Now, whether or not that is a factor in Arnold's eventual guilt or innocence, I will leave that up to the members of the jury, all of our listeners. You decide whether or not that has anything to do with anything. I would like to point out that one of my favorite parts about The Good, and this is not even necessarily a good or bad or negative, but all that homoeroticism we brought up, I thought that was just wonderful. Like, if you're watching this movie from the perspective of that at least 75% of the men in this movie are bi or gay, the movie just becomes so much more entertaining. Even the slur is kind of, if Jesse Ventura is actually like a power bottom, then his entire role becomes so much more fun. Like if he's the kind of bottom that takes it no matter how bad things are, him saying "I ain't got time to bleed" is so much better. Now all of a sudden
Your Honor, objection, Your Honor.
Into good.
We not discussing conjecture earlier and adding things that are not explicitly noted?
No, yeah, you're right. I understand. I just wanted to point out that if we recontextualize some of these characters to be more blatantly homoerotic, the movie would be better served for it. So in a sense, I am kind of defending your position, but if you look at it from that lens, it's fun.
More on the quotability subject. Well, not exactly a one-liner. In the sense of that it's cheesy and fun. The "get to the chopper" screams and the "come on, kill me, I'm here." You could shout that probably in any crowded area, and 75 or upwards of the people there would understand what you're referencing. If you're
75% of people.
Yeah.
You mean?
Yeah.
Objection
I don't
there.
know if it's that
Please
high,
don't
but
go into public and yell, "Kill me, I'm right here." That's probably not a great thing to do.
Come on, got a point on that one.
Come on, if you do it in an article,
objection sustained.
You can't just say it. You can't just scream in your voice. It has to be like.
I have been ruined now from years of doing the Arnold voice that I cannot say "do it" do it now, or come on, let's do it, or any these kind of words.
Apparently my
they don't
name.
come out that way. Jamie, please. I cannot say.
Can we say?
Like, it's hard for me to just say Jamie without saying please afterwards.
Can you please, just as this is sort of like when they bring experts in to recreate crime scenes and 3D bullet mapping stuff for court. Can I get you to say, Jamie, please kill me now, do it, get to the chopper?
Oh, I hate to get to the chopper line.
Come on, string it all together.
Because it's the most.
For the court, please.
Oh my God! I am not your dancing monkey.
I call to the
fucker.
stand my first witness, Kelly Gray, to recreate.
No, I am not. I am the judge. You can't call the judge to the stand, but.
That would be conflict of interests.
Jamie, please, come on, let's do it. Get to the chopper now.
Perfect. That's all I needed. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, let's hear more from the defense. Explain to us why this is such a good movie.
Okay,
What else you got in your good?
the meat and potatoes of my why this is a good movie is because it is actually somewhat of a takedown of the action movie tropes of the time. Like I said, I don't know that they had all of the discussion points that we would have in the modern era, but they knew that they were somewhat making, especially from Jamie's quote earlier, a somewhat silly action movie, and I would posit that it intentionally subverts the big
Objection,
strong
Your
man
Honor.
wins in the end.
Conjecture.
I'm gonna overrule your objection. Let him cook for a minute.
So this movie has a bunch of huge, strong, muscly men running around with gigantic guns, and they are taken out one by one like teenagers in a horror movie. All of their bravado, all of their macho bullshit does nothing to save them from this creature that is hunting them. I think this is actually alluded to specifically in several points, like when Jesse Ventura, the guy with the big ridiculous gun who's firing it for 60 minutes, gets taken out with one shot. That didn't do anything. You have Billy on the log hyping himself up by taking off his shirt and running his knife across his chest and letting out a battle cry, and then the scene cuts and you just hear him scream. You're supposed to be expecting this big mano-a-mano showdown, but he screams like a final
Like
girl
what?
and Friday the 13th.
Yeah, and just to clarify, prosecution, I overruled your objection not because I disagree with you or not that I feel that your argument doesn't have merit. More importantly, from a functional standpoint, I'm not going to disallow this conversation because I think this conversation that Keith is bringing up is one of the core things that we need to discuss about this movie. So it's more that I might not even necessarily agree with him, but I think it's important that he be given the floor to explain his point of view before you potentially dismantle it.
And the final leg of that is it even goes so far as to have the big macho action hero at the end gets blown up and is rescued by the woman that they was initially their captor or their captive that they took from the base who she was also served as an exposition dump to tell about how when it's the hottest years on record, that's when the predator hunts in here. But she is the one who ultimately comes back with the chopper to save him in the end. It is a explicit on-screen inversion of the man saves the girl and saves the day.
Is she flying that chopper?
She's directing the chopper to them.
She's directing the chopper. The chopper's taking directions from somebody they've never met before.
She's like, there, look. But ultimately, she is.
I would argue that in your final point there, that I don't know if it's necessarily. I think it's pretty common with the damsel in distress trope that the damsel's in distress for 95% of the movie, and then at the very end, part of the reward that the hero gets is either the damsel as the reward, or a combination of the damsel as the reward, and also the damsel has that last little tiny thing that the hero needs. Maybe it's a little bit of support to get the hero back into the final fight. Maybe it's the key to the final lock, like a literal key. But there is this where the damsel becomes useful at the very end, and it's supposed to teach the lesson of never judge a book by its cover. Even the person that is weak still might have something that's important to you, and help people even if you don't see their usefulness now, and all this kind of stuff. But I don't think that necessarily subverts the trope, because I think that's pretty common with the trope that the damsel will have the gem that the hero needs at the end, or some kind of
Sure, but that's not actually in play here. She rescues him after, all has been blown up. He would have died of radiation.
After the bad guy has been defeated.
So she doesn't rescue him.
Yeah.
She just
So she doesn't.
gets him
That's
out of
what
the
I'm saying.
jungle.
She doesn't rescue him. She just helps. Yeah, she supports him in the epilogue.
I would call that a rescue. But also, I would also take issue with the phrasing of damsel in distress for this character, because I will point out several times she overpowers her captors and manages to get away, and they just happen to catch her because her hands are bound. Also the point that it's even said in the movie, no, don't have a weapon, drop your weapons. It's targeting you if you have a weapon. That is also another explicit line, which I would say sort of works into the subversion of the action genre. Big guns, blow them up. No, be Luke Skywalker, throw your weapon away. That's how you defeat this entity.
And how does the big muscly guys come into play with that being subverting the horribly misogynistic tones of this movie in general? That's like
because their muscles
star.
don't matter. The muscles are not what wins the day. What wins the day.
Then why would that be what brings
cunning,
people to the movie?
Cunning and stealth, because that's how it's a subversion. You get the asses in seats with your big, awesome muscles, and then, it's not the muscles that save the day. It's cunning, stealth, and perseverance, and survival tactics.
Let me be the judge of that.
Who do you think I look like?
Let me be the judge of that.
Dirty Harry? Who is Dirty Harry? The CPU is a neural net processor, a learning computer.
Nobody pays me. And if I think somebody owes me something, I take it.
To touch back on the damsel in distress point that you were fighting against that, I understand what you're saying, and for the first half of the movie, we have to also mention to people that maybe haven't seen this movie that this movie has basically like two primary parts. The first part is where you think that our heroes are hunting, and the second part is when you realize that they are being hunted. And it goes from an action movie to a horror movie. It's like a halfway through the movie, or 38 minutes. I don't know how long exactly, but for the first part of the movie, yes, you're right that she is always trying to get away, and she's trying to overpower her captors, and she outthinks them at times, and you can tell she's more than just a simple damsel in distress. But what happens for the second half is she becomes a classic damsel in distress. She sits and cries and waits and whimpers until the heroes come in and direct her again. Even at one point, they notice that, and they go, "Where'd she go? She must have gotten away." And she's just sitting on the ground, crying and waiting for them, because the only way to get out is to rely on them.
Well, she was observing the predator's blood. That is what she's doing when they find her. She stopped in her tracks.
She's shaking with tears rolling down her cheeks. Like, there's no, I don't know, maybe you didn't read that into the scene, but when I see her sitting on the ground, shaking and sitting like in a fetal position with tears rolling down her cheeks, I took from that.
Maybe we're talking about two different scenes.
Possible, but either way, I think it's pretty self-explanatory that for the second half of this movie, she is very much a damsel in distress. She does not aid in the combat at all. She doesn't do anything. She doesn't help him set up his traps. She doesn't do anything. She is just there to be transported from A to B.
Until she is expected to be capable enough on her own to run away and make it away and get to the chopper, and not sent with any sort of male escort or guardian.
I would say that is just him saying, "Get to the chopper if you can. I don't care either way."
I'm sorry, what did he say?
I would say that you're positing that he is saying, "Go, you have the strength to do it on your own." My posit is that he is saying, "Go, if you make it, you make it. If you don't, I don't care either way. I'm taking care of myself."
I meant more of, I just wanted to hear you say, "Get to the chopper." That's what he said.
Yeah. I think it's safe to say, too, that she's very much a lift-out character.
Absolutely.
She is an exposition box at one spot, and then at the end, she's kind of just implied that, the hero, there has to be a woman. There has to be a woman for the hero to be fighting for. is what it kind of comes down to. She serves no fucking purpose to the movie.
The hero is not
exposition.
fighting for her in any way or shape. The hero just like completely says, "Get out of the movie, please."
You can't both argue that he is a selfless hero that is willing to sacrifice himself so that she can get away, and then say 5 minutes later that he's not fighting for her. Then one way or the other, either she is not a factor and he's not doing anything for her, or he's trying to save her. I don't see how you can pick any of those. You have to pick one of those two options, it feels.
Well, I don't think that I ever said the first part of that. I just said the second part, that she's...
So she lifts right out. So you agree that she really serves no purpose story-wise?
Oh no, she serves the purpose of telling us some backstory on the Predator. That is her main purpose in the movie.
But that could be filled with literally anybody.
Sure, but I just had...
A piece of paper. She could have been replaced with a piece of paper on the floor.
All I'm saying is that I take issue with the classic. The classic damsel in distress would have been bound the whole movie, had ability to do anything, and would have been rescued, specifically saved from the Predator by the big macho guy. That's none of that happens in
No.
the movie.
And see, to me, it feels like you just went down a checklist of what happened in this movie.
Right.
She was bound for most of the movie. She didn't influence any of the fights, and she was saved by the hero at the end.
She was not saved by the hero. I don't know where.
Oh, so where did she died? I don't remember when she died. Did she live?
Yeah.
Did she live because of the actions of the hero?
No, she did not. She lived because...
So the Predator killed her?
No, she lived because she was able to get away. Arnold did not do anything to facilitate that. He ran in the opposite direction.
Okay.
How'd she get
So
untied?
now we're getting to a different spot where Arnold did nothing to help her. She was completely separate. He specifically went out of his way. They had nothing to do with each other. Okay, excellent. If we're landing on that's where you're standing with that case, then
he did. What did he do to save her? I don't understand. Did we watch the same movie? Like how?
No, I said earlier that you could pick one of two. You could either say that he was actually trying to help her and save her and be like selfless and sacrificing, or he didn't give a flying fuck about her. And if that's the case, then he didn't give a flying fuck about her. All right, then that's the case that you've made for your hero, that he didn't care about this side character that was largely an exposition.
No, I don't think it's quite.
Think we kind of agree.
I don't think it's quite as black and white. Like I don't think he actively wanted her to die, but he wanted her to live, but he didn't. His actions, he didn't do any proactive things to save her. He just told her to run away and get to the safety point while he ran.
He told her several times not to pick up a gun.
Yeah, right.
Because he thought that would save her.
Okay, but that's, again, I said proactive. He's not, telling someone don't pick up a gun is not the same as
telling someone don't do this so you don't get killed. I think that's the very definition of proactive. Reactive would be, oh look, you got hurt, don't do that again.
I
guess you could phrase it that way.
Can I just interject that by Keith's own admission, Arnold cannot be a subversion of the damsel in distress trope because he was neither tied up and not doing anything all movie long.
Oh no, I didn't. I never stated that Arnold was.
I didn't take it that way either. Yeah, it's more of whether or not the female woman that we don't even know her name. Does she even have a name?
I'm sure she does.
Does anybody in the movie really have a name? We don't really learn anybody's real name.
Dutch.
It's just their little name.
Dutch.
But that's not his full name.
Jim Hopper has a name.
The dead guy has a name, but the main woman character doesn't.
For the record, this movie does not pass the Bechdel test, okay? I'm not trying to claim...
This movie earns the Bechdel laugh.
Yeah,
It earns the derisive laugh from the wings of, ha! You don't even have a second woman in the cast.
In no way am I claiming this as some kind of feminist example to be held on a pedestal for its feminism.
Thank God. What were you saying, Jamie? We both keep cutting you off. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Yes, I was saying that Keith specifically said that they subvert this damsel in distress trope because she comes back to save him in the end, which would make him the damsel in distress.
He is the final girl of sorts, so there's...
Right. So he can't be...
Yeah, that whole final girl. Oh, that feels gross.
You can't be the subversive damsel in distress if you've been the one fighting the whole way, and then just at the end, somebody else comes out of the woodwork to save you when you've already done all the saving. You just need help getting out of the jungle, which you might have been able to do on your own anyways.
I don't know, he was all blowed up, man.
I will throw a good out there that I really appreciated was Carl Weathers' death scene is so good that it is referenced in other movies and material for years to come afterwards, including, I think it's kind of overlooked, but the hand still pulling the trigger as it lands on the ground and stuff. What a weird touch that, like, it's just embedded in my childhood memory, so a lot of this is probably nostalgia speaking, but looking back on it, that's pretty impressive that they did that in 1987 in such a way that even slow down slow-mo, it still looks really fucking good. I don't know. I thought that his death scene was definitely worth a note for
Carl Weathers is definitely in my good.
His character overall is really fun. He's probably one of the best characters. Okay, so order in the court, order in the court, order in the court.
Rumble.
Calm down. Jamie, don't make me sanction you here in the court. I think this discussion requires a little bit more conversation. We are going to adjourn court for 1 week. We will be back here next week, next Wednesday, to continue the People v. Arnold Schwarzenegger, and we will have further investigation and closing statements then. So any last statements before we adjourn, either counsels?
My client is flawless and has never done anything wrong.
It's quite the statement. Okay, all right.
This movie is proof enough that he is a horrible actor and does not spray.
This awesome movie that
Order in the court. Order in the court. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, you have to keep it down. I understand that emotions are high, and this is part of the reason we are going to adjourn for 1 week. Everybody take a breath, take a walk. I'll see you back here in 1 week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.